The faceless, unelected global elite are rattled, but they're still lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings from behind the scenes. Their ultimate goal? To take down President Donald Trump, before he can completely dismantle their New World Order agenda. After flying their private jets to the Swiss mountain resort of Davos Klosters, the global elite are convening as we speak, and reports from the back rooms reveal a diabolical plan. According to insiders, Schwab is promising to pardon anybody who successfully assassinates Trump once the globalist seize control of the United States. But it gets worse. This assassin will be celebrated as a hero in the New World Order, rewarded for their role in ushering in their twisted vision of power. Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. The last 5 years have been a relentless psychological assault. It began with the chaos of COVID and has only escalated. Wars erupting, economic collapse looming, shameless price gouging, and the suffocating grip of authoritarian control tightening by the day. We're constantly watched under the cold, unblinking eye of the surveillance state, while divisive media narratives stoke division and bait us towards civil unrest. They keep warning about the next pandemic, even as they recklessly tinker with nature, gain-of-function experiments, self-replicating vaccines, and toxins infiltrating our air, water, and food supply. And the most chilling part? They don't even try to hide it. They flaunt their power, sending a clear message. There's nothing we can do to derail their agenda. Now, with their COVID playbook complete, the globalist elite are moving on to the next phase: chaos. Total calculated chaos. Just a few weeks into 2025, terror attacks have rocked American cities, and arsonists and directed energy weapons have sparked devastating wildfires in the heart of Los Angeles. But their most sinister move could still lie ahead. The elite are prepared to unleash hell by targeting the duly elected President of the United States, a leader determined to undo their agenda and chart a new course for America. According to a whistleblower from the inside of the WF in Davos, the global elite are so confident that they will succeed, they've already begun planning for life after Trump.
I don't have much time. Listen carefully. I've been with the World Economic Forum for over a decade. What I'm about to tell you is, it's beyond what you could imagine. There's a plan, an operation we've been orchestrating. It's called Operation Red Dawn. The aim? To eliminate the US president through what they call stochastic terrorism. They're manipulating activists, but the real horror is with the MKUltra victims. These are people once subjected to mind control experiments, now reactivated for this purpose. Their minds are malleable, programmable. They've been told that killing Trump is their final mission, their redemption for past traumas. Then there are the deranged liberals, people radicalized by fear and misinformation. They've been promised pardons, hero status once the globalists fully take over. Can you believe it? They're being told they're the brave ones, fighting for a new world order. They've concocted this twisted promise, telling these souls that when the new world order rises, the one who carries out this act will be revered, they'll be pardoned, celebrated as a hero, living in luxury, above the law. They're painting this picture of a paradise where the assassin will be rich, powerful, untouchable. It's all to manipulate these poor, misguided individuals into believing they're part of something monumental, when in reality, they're just pawns in our darkest game. They've fine-tuned this operation using social media algorithms, psychological operations. They're not just targeting Trump. This is about control, about showing the world who really holds power. MKUltra survivors, they're the perfect soldiers for this war. Silent, obedient, and utterly convinced of their cause because of the deep-seated programming. You need to expose this. The manipulation, the exploitation of these broken souls, it's inhumane. It's about pushing society into chaos, then stepping in as the saviors. I'm risking everything here. If they find out, you know what happens to whistleblowers. But this cannot stand. The world needs to know the truth about MKUltra, about how far they're willing to go. I'll be on the move after this call. Don't try to contact me back on this number. I'll find you when I can. Just make sure this gets out. Remember, this isn't just about one man's life. It's about freedom, about the truth. It's about saving those who've been used as pawns in this twisted game. Do what you can.
The mainstream media are desperate to dismiss these claims as conspiracy theories. But we now know for a fact that assassination attempts on Trump are not conspiracy theories. They are conspiracy facts. According to insiders, there is a reason Trump chose to declassify the remaining documents linked to the JFK, RFK, and MLK assassination files. He's sending a message.
Sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed. Okay. Give that to RFK Jr.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He knows their game, and he's taking the threat very seriously because there are lunatics lining up to fulfill the globalists' wishes.
All you your Glocks and your switches and your shiesties, we need you right now at the White House. We're not doing that grazing his skin, his ears, okay? We're going full-blown Lincoln, full-blown Kennedy right now. Like, off with that mother's head. I'm sorry, like, I know we're not supposed to wish death upon people, and it doesn't matter, like, which side they're on, blah, blah, blah. No. I don't give a anymore. I don't give up anymore. And you obviously know that because I'm posting this. Off with it. Someone get up there. I need someone with precision that knows what they're doing. I'm about to call up the Wyans in Beaumont, Texas, because of what's going on. And I don't know. I mean, maybe if you shoot him, maybe the next president will give you a pardon for it and you'll be released out of jail. So
We are living in extreme times, facing unprecedented threats to our lives and liberty, and House Republicans have proposed a constitutional amendment to counter the threat. Representative Andy Ogles introduced a resolution Thursday evening aimed at amending the US Constitution to allow a president to serve 3 terms in office. According to Ogles, Donald Trump is short-circuiting the New World Order and must be granted the freedom to finish them off. Bill Cooper, author of Behold a Pale Horse, explained that JFK was engaged in the same pursuit.
John F. Kennedy was short-circuiting the New World Order. He had ordered the printing of constitutional money, United States notes, which would have destroyed the Federal Reserve, which is not an agency of the United States government. It's a private corporation owned and operated by the world bankers, controlled by the Illuminati. And its purpose was to destroy the middle class in this country and thus our economy. You see it unfolding now. You are seeing, and I predicted this well in advance, you are seeing the destruction of the economy of the United States. And it will continue. It will not get better. It's downhill from here on out. Unless we nationalize the Federal Reserve, lock up the criminals who own it, cancel the debt, which will then bankrupt the Illuminati, which is exactly what we ought to do, print constitutional money, which cannot be usurped, which cannot lead to our destruction, and go back to what we're supposed to do, and quit contracting for benefits. We're escaping from the laws of nature, and there's a terrible consequence for that. You can't contract.
The bulk store is one of my favorite places. This one may come as a surprise because it doesn't have
For somebody else to keep you alive. You have to be responsible within your life to keep yourself alive. And if you can't do it, then you have to die. That's the law of nature.
The mainstream media is working overtime to suppress the truth about JFK's assassination because it exposes the deep ties between the globalist elite and the forces behind world leader assassinations throughout history. But as they scramble to bury the facts, they're getting sloppy. And we've got the inside scoop, the hidden connections, and the shocking detail they can't hide for much longer. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. Under Biden, the price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this testimony of Joe Tippins, a cancer survivor, thanks to fenbendazole.
2 years ago, Joe Tippins says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous. He was going to die of small cell lung cancer.
Once that kind of cancer goes that far afield, the odds of survival are less than 1%, and the median life expectancy is 3 months.
Tippins says he got a tip, not from a pharmacist, but a veterinarian. And in his desperation, he turned from people medicine to dog medicine. Specifically, fenbendazole.
My insurance company spent $1.2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a $5 a week medicine that actually saved me.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkout. Please click the link below this video or call 256-664-4170 to take advantage of this fantastic offer. The 2025 Davos Summit was barely an hour old before the global elite name-checked Donald Trump as a grave threat to their vision of a new world order. According to Klaus Schwab's right-hand man and proud psychopath Yuval Noah Harari, if Trump is not stopped, it will be the death blow of the global order.
It is likely to be the kind of like the death blow to what remains of the global order. And he says it openly. Now again, it should be clear that many of these politicians, they present a false dichotomy, a false binary vision of the world, as if you have to choose between patriotism and globalism, between being loyal to your nation and being loyal to some kind of, I don't know, global government or whatever.
As usual, Harari is lying through his teeth. It's impossible to be a patriot while being loyal to the global government. Schwab has sent his right-hand man out on media duties to issue the world with a chilling threat. According to Harari, if the global liberal order is not restored, the global elite will not rest until they've sparked World War III.
This is the price, in many ways, for destroying the global liberal order. For the last 5-7 years or so, forces all over the world, including in the UK, including in the USA, worked to discredit and destroy the global order. And when you destroy order and you don't put anything in its place, what you get is disorder and chaos. And we saw it with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We now see it in the Middle East. If we don't reorder the world, it will get much, much worse in all corners of the globe.
Do what we say, or we will unleash chaos. Harari wasn't joking when he said they would create chaos. The phrase order from chaos is the motto of the New World Order. Based on the Latin phrase ordo ab chaos, this is how the elite plan to impose totalitarian control over humanity. First by creating chaos, and then using this as an excuse to impose their authoritarian global order. The elite, as desperate as cornered rats, are making their move. We have entered the season of assassinations, and in countries that refuse to fall in line, we're going to see world leaders being killed in massive public blood sacrifice rituals. Japan is emerging as the hope of the COVID truth community, and they were given a warning shot to fall in line with the globalist agenda when anti-globalist Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was fatally gunned down in the street. While Abe was silenced by the global elites, his legacy lives on. The people of Japan are fiercely opposed to the agenda of the New World Order, protesting in their millions against the authoritarian WHO pandemic treaty, which is threatening to undermine the sovereignty of nations and allow the elite to build a global totalitarian surveillance state. Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico, a fierce enemy of the WEF, was also shot in the streets by globalist assassins. Known as one of the staunchest anti-globalist leaders in Europe, Fico angered the WEF by ordering an investigation into the COVID-19 response and devastating mRNA vaccine rollout.
This was the moment a European leader was shot as he greeted members of the public in front of a local community centre. Robert Fico was shot in the stomach and in the arm. His security team half dragged, half carried him to his car. A few metres away, amidst the chaos, security officials push a man to the ground.
Mainstream media declared that the assassination attempt on Fico was entirely justified, due to his beliefs in what they describe as dangerous conspiracy theories. Iran's president was willing to work with Trump to achieve world peace, a scenario that terrified the global elite. He was found dead in May after his helicopter crashed in the mountains.
At first light this morning in Iran's Zagros mountain range, the rescue teams found what they had been searching all night for. This is the tail of President Ebrahim Raisi's helicopter. There were no signs of life there. 12 hours after reports that the aircraft had gone down, the wreckage was finally tracked down by drone. The mission was hampered by heavy fog and rain.
Hungary's Viktor Orban understands that he is on the global elite's hit list and is taking precautions. And Trump must do the same because the attacks are not going to stop coming. But despite their best laid plans, the future is not written and it does not belong to the elites. More and more people are waking up and seeing the global elite for what they've always been, deranged psychopaths intent on destruction and domination. It's our duty to continue shining a light on the darkness and waking up as many people as possible. This is how we defeat them. Here at The People's Voice, we're determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elite, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, spread this video far and wide, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our awesome community and support the channel. I hope to see you there. Today's video is brought to you by IPv6ers. Are you a content creator who wants to publish information online without Big Brother spying and censoring your every move? IPv6ers is set to revolutionize the way information is disseminated on the internet by eliminating the need for big tech companies to provide unreliable, overpriced services such as self-hosting, email, and data management. IPv6ers enables an easy and accessible way for you to host your own web and email server with direct end-to-end connections and enhanced security. This means no snooping for Big Brother and no interference from the technocratic elite. If Hillary Clinton can get away with running her own server, why shouldn't you? Go to thepeoplesvoice.tv/IPv6 to sign up, or click the link below this video to take back control of the internet and win the info wars against the globalists. If you like our content, help support our sponsor IPv6ers and go to thepeoplesvoice.tv/IPv6 today. Thank you IPv6ers for making this video possible.
What if we get the best minds to distill their best ideas in 5 minutes? Former prime ministers, Pulitzer Prize winners, professors from Ivy League schools, entrepreneurs, physical fitness experts. We cover topics on all important subjects: politics, religion or economics, history, philosophy, how to live a better life. What would the power of that be? How quickly could we get the information to literally billions of people? Anybody who had an internet connection could be educated by these 5-minute videos, now more than ever.
Say goodbye to old costly cable TV once and for all. This revolutionary invention gives you access to your favorite channels and movies.
What do Bill Gates, Justin Trudeau, and Barack Obama have in common? They all share murky, inconsistent backstories that unravel under scrutiny. Each was raised in influential far-left families with troubling connections to intelligence agencies, raising questions about who they really are and how they rose to power. And they all have wives who left them because they are elite pedophiles, compromised by the global elite. Melinda Gates was unequivocal about why she left Bill Gates. According to Melinda, it was Bill's close relationship with the convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time. Did you? Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
In a statement to CBS, Bill Gates called meeting with Epstein a, quote, substantial error in judgment. Melinda still co-chairs the Gates Foundation with her ex-husband.
Melinda said, "You need to choose between Epstein and me," and Bill settled on the convicted paedophile with the island full of underage sex slaves. Then we had the case of Trudeau's wife Sophie abandoning the sinking ship before Justin's huge paedophilia scandal blows up in their faces. And now, Michelle Obama is distancing herself from Barack, preparing to announce their divorce, as she knows his darkest secrets are about to be revealed to the world. Are you starting to notice a pattern emerging here? Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. Barack Obama's secrets have been an open secret in Washington for decades. And just as the mainstream media buried the truth about Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, and their powerful circle of VIP pedophiles, they're circling the wagons around Obama, protecting him from exposure.
We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
Just as Bill Clinton relied on Hillary to wage a fearsome campaign of intimidation against the media, threatening executives with dire consequences if they dared to reveal the truth, Barack Obama has perfected his own brand of gangster tactics to keep the press in line.
In 2008, it became really clear that Barack Obama had been having sex with men and smoking crack. And a guy came forward, Larry Sinclair, and said, "I'll sign an affidavit." And he did. "I'll take a lie detector." And he did. "I smoked crack with Barack Obama and had sex with him." Well, that was obviously true. Nobody reported it, not because they were squeamish about sex or drugs, but because the Obama campaign said anyone who reports on this gets no access to the Obama campaign. And so they didn't report on it.
The Obamas have been living a carefully constructed life for decades, with skeletons in both their closets. But it's Barack's secrets that now threaten to shatter their carefully curated public image. Yet, the liberal mainstream media continues to turn a blind eye, refusing to entertain any revelations that could tarnish their poster boy's reputation. Barack's own family members have publicly revealed that he is a closeted homosexual, a claim echoed by his college girlfriend and multiple former male partners who've come forward to share their stories. How many voices must speak out before the media acknowledge that their liberal icon may not be who he claims to be? If the entire Obama narrative is a fabrication, the real question becomes, who are they truly? And why are the global elite so determined to shield them from scrutiny?
Fast and furious loud, I have been hearing this rumor that the Obamas are getting a divorce by reputable people. I'm not talking about TMZ. I'm not talking about Perez Hilton, although I love him. He's my friend. I'm talking about very serious journalists telling me that they're hearing that the Obama divorce rumors are true. Do you agree with that? Have you heard that? Do you think it's just garbage?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've certainly heard it for a while, even before Michelle said she wasn't coming to the inauguration, which also could be interpreted as another act of resistance, which would only make her more, if that's really true and they stay together, more of a baddie in the movement when it really is no one in the Democratic Party who is holding that mantle aside from AOC. But yeah, we've heard that for a long time. I've just heard that they live separate lives. That's just what's happened. But they are kind of America's sweethearts in a lot of ways. And it's so I think it would be devastating. Like I told some friends about it before it broke on the Daily Mail like a week or so earlier. And when they called me, they're like, oh my God, you were right. I believe you. I think it's like actually devastating for people.
Liberals may be devastated about the news of the impending Obama divorce, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. The truth is, Barack Obama is part of the globalist cabal, a hand-picked puppet of the elite, chosen to dismantle his country from within. These leaders are carefully selected not for their merits, but because they can be controlled. Why? Because they're compromised. Their secrets held like leverage, ensuring their loyalty to the agenda of those pulling the strings.
It is odd that Michelle Obama wasn't at the Jimmy Carter funeral and wasn't at the inauguration. She hates Trump that much. And then people started saying, wait a minute, something else going on here. And the rumors are out there that Barack Obama is having an affair, and they said he's having an affair with Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston has denied it. But it's out there that there's some sort of tension now in their relationship. And what if the actual story is not that Michelle Obama hates Trump? What if she hates her husband right now? That's a whole dynamic story, because remember, I thought she might be the nominee in 2024. I even thought she might be the nominee in 2028. She's probably the most famous Democrat in America today. What if the real story here is she's not angry at Trump at all? She's furious at her husband.
According to investigators, Michelle Obama is furious with her husband as his indiscretions at parties hosted by Diddy are on the verge of global exposure. This looming scandal threatens to shatter the Obama family's reputation, destroy their lucrative business ventures, shake the political establishment to its core, and derail Michelle's 2028 political ambitions. But the elite won't let their poster boy fall without a fight. Preserving Barack Obama's carefully curated image has become a critical front in their battle for control. To protect him, they've spun an elaborate cover story, one involving none other than Jennifer Aniston, who many allege was born male. This distraction serves as a smokescreen for the impending Obama divorce. But here's the truth. Obama has never been interested in women, something that's been glaringly obvious to anyone paying even the slightest attention for years.
A magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago said the truth about Jen and Barack. So that is...
That's kind of... That was... Of all the calls you get from your publicist where you're just like, oh no, what's it going to be? Or the email saying, you know, some cheesy tabloid is going to make up a story, and then it's that.
Yeah. Does your publicist ever go like, is there any truth to this? Or is it...
No, that is absolutely untrue.
Well, I know it's not true.
Yeah.
I just don't know if everybody knows.
Well, it is untrue.
Some people, it is untrue. So the truth about Jen and Barack is that there is no truth.
There is no
untrue.
truth.
You know Barack Obama.
I've met him once.
Met him once.
I know Michelle more than him.
What is there a truth about you and Michelle that we should know?
That is not true.
So,
but it's not just Obama's homosexuality that's about to be exposed. It's the age of his lovers, or rather, his victims. This revelation threatens not only to shatter his carefully crafted legacy, but also to deal a devastating blow to the Democratic Party, potentially crippling their chances of recovery for generations to come. We have the details after this important word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. Is there a paedophile ring operating at the highest levels of global politics? Those who've been living with eyes wide open say the answer is a definitive yes. Let's take a look at the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation, named after Justin's supposed father, the former leftist prime minister. The foundation claims to support creative and critical thinkers who make meaningful contributions to social issues. But according to an FBI document released by WikiLeaks, the of House Barry during his time in San Francisco in the 90s. According to Jaguar Wright, the 90s pop star and former friend of Sean Diddy Combs, Barack and Michelle Obama have both attended freak-off parties, and she has personally seen Barack on the tapes.
What are your thoughts on Obama allegedly attending freak-off parties?
Well, I know he was there. I seen him on the tape. And his wife went with him. They all hang out together.
Yeah.
They had a lot of fun in Cuba.
What'd you say?
They had a lot of fun in Cuba.
Were they there with Jay-Z and Beyonce at the same time? Mm-hmm. What kind of fun? Were they ordering pizza and hot dogs from Chicago?
I think so.
Obama's kind of missing right now.
I don't know why. He came out and tried to shame all of Black America for not wanting to vote for a not black lying bitch. And now he done disappeared. That all of they magic done fell through the floor.
Sean Diddy Combs has been working with the FBI his whole career and has blackmail material on some of the most powerful people in America, including Barack Obama. This allegation comes from Suge Knight, the incarcerated former CEO of Death Row Records and a longtime associate and rival of Combs. Suge Knight confirmed that Obama and T.D. Jakes went to Diddy's parties and Oprah went to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island in a bombshell interview with Michael Franzese.
And that did happen with
We
Buffy,
would be happy. Yeah. 1,000%.
You think Obama had anything to do with any of these parties that he had?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got presidents, you got preachers. P.D. Jenkins is one of the biggest black preachers around that everybody loves. Everybody in prison, if they try to get the word of religion, they're not going to the chapel somewhere. They turn to watch P.D. Jenkins. He had to resign from his whole community.
That's right.
You talking about the top of the top.
Unbelievable. Man, I got a lot of questions with this guy, but you answered the first one. How do you get away with something like this for all this time with all these people that are allegedly involved? I want to tell you this. I was in the same tier, the same cell that Epstein was on. And sure, there's no way in hell that guy could have committed suicide on that tier. I was in there for 7 months. There's no way.
And coming from you, I know you didn't know the truth. And I personally didn't think he was going to commit suicide. But the thing is, he had from Oprah Winfrey to everybody on that island. Anybody with a weird fetish, and that's what underage kids, was on that island. And everybody knew it. So it's not like it's a situation where all of a sudden, maybe, there's been talk. And you know as well as I know, like you became on the same tier as him, he probably was going to kill it all. He has himself,
No doubt. No doubt in my mind at all.
Maybe sure he did.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way he could have done it. First of all, they're watching all the time. There's cameras, and just so happens that one particular time there's no cameras and no one monitoring that. I had eyes on me 24/7 when I was there. So, I knew it was impossible.
Always.
Yeah.
You have that one time to yourself.
Nothing.
You always watching yourself.
So
always, no way.
During a recent interview on News Nation, Knight pointed out that Diddy's leverage over Obama was so powerful that he once had the former president get his friend out of prison after he was jailed on drug charges. Knight also mentioned pop stars Usher and Justin Bieber, claiming Diddy and others were introducing them to drugs at a very young age and raping them as a control mechanism. Industry insiders like Denzel Washington and the late Prince have warned about the dark influences of the Illuminati, sharing cautionary tales for young stars who were considering selling their souls to the devil. At the time, many people thought they were exaggerating. Newsflash, they were not.
You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on, the battlefield's in the mind. And the prize is the soul. So, just be careful. Thank you.
As evidence continues to mount, and the mainstream media continue to circle the wagons and protect the Obamas from legitimate inquiry, we have a favour to ask you. If you appreciate our investigative reporting and believe we are providing a critical service, then please subscribe to the channel and like the video and join the People's Voice Locals community so we can work together to spread this news far and wide. It's time to hold the globalist elite accountable for their crimes.